encapsulated in a meme known as Flowchart Ken, a game plan so basic you can fit it on a sheet of paper. But what makes people rage is that this flowchart is surprisingly effective. The player Gandhi in the previous analysis video won by playing this way. There's something frustrating about losing to the same simple pattern.
Oh my god, now I'm getting pissed!
And it feels especially annoying to get hit by the same move over and over again. This might be why in Smash, hitting someone with the same move in succession makes it weaker and weaker until you do a different attack.
It's called stale move negation, or just staling.
Regardless, the terrible feeling comes from the fact that your opponent seemingly
Pick your
beat you
hero.
without doing
Or
much
villain.
or
I'm not
thinking
judging.
much. You might call them or their character brain dead and say all they were doing is this one thing, or maybe you might say,
You didn't do nothing.
and while you could be right about all that, why should anyone have to use any more brain power than needed to defeat their opponent?
no matter the cost.
Doing certain tasks while brain dead, or at least without much thinking, is often the best way to do it. For example, how much do you think about when to shoot and when not to shoot in the vertical scrolling shooter Raiden? Hopefully never, because you have unlimited ammo, there's no need to reload,
Where
there are no
is
idiot
evil in
bystanders
this
in the way.
universe, I will be there to balance it.
The shooting aspect of this game is something you just
30
do.
seconds
This
before
mode
you
of
attack.
thinking that's
Get ready.
unconscious, effortless, automatic, and fast is called
I will bring
System 1.
peace to this
System
universe,
1 is why
no
it
matter
doesn't
the
take
cost.
long for you to know which of these you prefer to
managed to
eat,
fend.
I will
and
bring
why you can
peace to
quickly
this
know how to
universe.
finish the phrase
I do the
bread
right
and
thing unless the
butter.
wrong thing is
These
more
things are
fun.
brain dead easy. But the game Raiden has one other button, the bomb button. You only start with 3 of these, so you need to think about when to use them and when not to. Maybe you'll use them when the bullet hell gets too overwhelming, or maybe you'll
All you
save
need
them
to do
for a
is
certain
capture the
boss.
mission area.
This mode of
Got
thinking
it?
that is conscious, calculating, and slower is called System 2. You need System 2 to handle things like solving between in your head, or deciding which of these you got.
This time I need
If you were to think hard about when to fire bullets, but be brain dead about when to use bombs, you probably wouldn't be as good at Raiden. It's good to know when you use the autopilot and when you might make good choices. But System 2 is uncomfortable because thinking takes effort. It even affects you physically. When thinking hard and slow, your muscles tense up, your heart rate speeds up, your blood pressure rises, and most interestingly,
We are in this
become
together.
dilated. This might be why some poker players wear sunglasses indoors, and why lie detectors measure your blood pressure and pulse. Lying requires more thinking because you have to constantly remember what you said.
You are safe now, my friend.
In fighting games, your blood pressure might literally rise from having to learn new moves. For new players, your System 2 will be working hard to learn motion input. Things like the Dragon Punch motion are especially difficult because it's so unlike anything else you do in life. At least the 360 motion is kind of like churning butter.
I am at your
Actually,
service.
not really. But because Dragon Punches are such powerful anti-airs, people tend to try them every chance they get, even if they mess up a lot. But not DJ.
Why are you made?
Wait, Hubert! Alright, let's go.
DJ Kubert
Capture
clearly
the
knows how to do a Dragon
mission
Punch,
area. Keep going.
He's got the uppercut after and everything.
but he doesn't do it when the opponent jumps at him. He uses this move instead, crouching hard punch.
Oh, he's got the hands with the end here?
This is much easier to do because you just input a direction and a button, and you get pretty damn close to a Dragon Punch. I mean, it's not flying off the ground or anything, but it looks close enough, and
I am ready to murder.
activates somewhat alternative to the much harder motion input Dragon Punch. DJ Kubert was smart enough to use a simple move in tight anti-air situations instead of attempting a motion input he has
Another anti-air, look at this snowboard! Hubert!
usually takes more effort than using a motion longer than ever. Time pressure. That's what things are about. But of course, you can practice motion input so much that it becomes fast, easy, and automatic. Means what once required your System 2 to perform can now properly be handled by System 1. With practice, some activities can become quick and automatic. But what if you don't want to do the knockoff Dragon Punch and you're not able to consistently do the real one?
Where
Some games
there is
now give you
evil
the
in
option
this
to do a
universe,
special move
I
with
will
either the
be
motion
there to
input or a
balance it.
simple input during a match. In Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, there's a dedicated button you can press with a directional that lets you do simple input special moves But the downside is that it has a
30
longer
seconds before you
cooldown time
attack.
than the motion
Get ready.
input, meaning you have to wait longer until you can use it again. But this
You
doesn't mean the
shine
easy
like a
input is just
diamond.
for casuals, because
your
the best
soul
players
is
use
so
both motion and simple
empty.
inputs depending on the situation.
Obviously,
No matter
you've been
how good you
speaking
get
to a
at doing the
therapist,
motion input,
but
the
I'm
simple
not sure
input
that's
requires less
relevant.
time to execute. For example,
we aren't strong
cooldown time
within,
doesn't matter if
Even the
you're
toughest
moving
surface
around.
begins to show its cracks.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
So
2,
here's a quick question.
1.
A bat and a ball cost
All you need to
$1.10.
do is capture
The
the
bat
mission
costs
area.
$1 more
Got
than
it?
the ball. How much does the ball cost? The answer is 5 cents. If the answer of 10 cents came across your mind, you're not unlike over half the
I
Ivy
feel
League
stronger
students
than
who
ever.
also got this question wrong. The System 2 was likely just sitting there while System 1
look who's
blurted out
here.
an intuitive but incorrect answer. System 2 can be notoriously lazy while System 1 can be very creative. Not that it was a hard question, but just that System 2 had to get up and tell System 1 to take it back to
Looks like the mission area is yours to
System 2
capture
is
now.
in charge of self-control. Anyone who's refrained from eating a slice of pizza or refrained from using a controller while System 1 is often correct about its quick conclusions such as this equals 4 or this movie's gonna suck, it can make some serious errors in judgment
the
in
mission
other
area!
cases. But the biggest problem with System 1
I
is
have
that
risen.
it's hard, if not impossible, to shut off entirely. If you doubt this, try to play your favorite fighting game with all your buttons reversed. Even if you managed to never press the wrong button, it took more mental energy because System 2 had to step in, meaning tenser muscles, plus higher chance of input error in other words. There's a reason why countless hours have been spent on buttons instead of fighting. So here's a not so quick question. Count how many times you missed white past the basketball. You can pause the video you're watching, go over to this one, and count for yourself. When you come back with your answer, you may or may not have realized that there was a gorilla that walked through the video. Even though it was there for 9 seconds, about half the people who are counting past this video did not see the gorilla, which suggests that under System 2, we can be blind to the obvious. Anyone who just sees this video without doing a task will see the gorilla. This explains why some of the best players in the world do not respond to the things like the neutral game
Your
going
powers are mine!
the opponent's jumping
I am ready to put on a show!
gorilla.
For the W, get the uppercut. What a great start.
It shows that as much as we want to think hard about this situation to make the best decision possible, System 2 takes
I
too
am
much effort
born
to
anew.
do so.
Control
Your
lock.
brain will be completely fried. But what if you could fry your opponent's brain instead? Fighting game legend Justin Wong is
Walker is past the halfway point.
There's only 30 seconds left.
So what does Justin do to make people so frustrated?
I would say with road blocking.
Born again!
I am ready to put on a show!
Maximum force!
But if you just sit there and block, and all they can do is like grab, back off, for example, right? I think for them it's like not fun because it's like very dry because you're not giving them what they want. If you have good defense and you just block all day, they will get frustrated. They start blocking with their feet.
Excellent defense requires your opponent to have self-control because they can't just give into their temptation to go into an attack.
I remember I used to play even faster than I do now. I would make really quick mistakes. I'm supposed to think first. I would want to beat them so bad. I just want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. But the way Tekken works, especially at high level, you have to learn how to shut down. You have to see how they react to what you're doing. So yeah, I definitely have to change how I played before because I played way too fast and I wasn't adapting. I was just
Open your
playing
eyes.
to kill, not
Reality
playing
is
to
but
break them down.
we
slowly.
guard the
But
galaxy.
self-control is an effortful
But
System 2
sometimes we
activity,
take stuff
and studies
other
by the
people are
psychologist Roy
guarding.
Baumeister have suggested that if you force self-control upon yourself like this, your ability to
30
exert
seconds before you
self-control
attack.
lessens
Get
for the
ready.
next challenge. This is called ego depletion, and ego-depleted people have been known to succumb quicker to the
hate
urge to
these
quit
flarkin'
in
things.
physical tasks, resisting junk food, and apparently melee matches against Jigglypuff.
Oh, he's done.
Fine.
Probably
Try
no
not to
fist bump, I'm
drip any
guessing.
protoplasm
And when you lose
on me.
control, you make
just wash
terrible
my fur.
decisions like throwing crabs at
The
people.
battle starts
I love
in
Hungry
5,
Box play.
4,
I love Jigglypuff.
3,
But I also
2,
see the fact that
1.
like other Smash
All
players
you need to
don't
do
wanna
is
play
capture
lanes.
the mission area.
I know Melee is
Got it?
exciting, it's very hype, but all I see is aggressive, rush down, Fox, Falco, you know, like those characters. But then you see Hungry Box just timing you out, laning you out, and even just like other Jigglypuffs is just sitting there and just, you know, stalling the clock. And it's smart, man. The fact that that guy got that ice timer to rage quit, oh, great. I love that. I love seeing rage quit and stuff like that all the time.
It's a weird and controversial idea that we all possess some kind of mental energy sphere that causes us to lose self-control as it goes down. But effortful thinking actually does cause your blood sugar levels to drop. So the question is, would it help to maintain your self-control if you just replenish yourself with sugar? Baumeister's team tested this by giving subjects an ego-depleting task and then giving them some lemonade. But half the lemonade had real sugar, while the other half had an artificial sweetener, Splenda. When given the next challenge, the ones who had the real sugar actually performed better than the ones with the fake sugar. So does that mean the key to beating defensive players is to have sugar between games? Let's not get too carried away, but it is something to think about, especially when you get to game team, final game, final round, and win. The idea of either playing brain dead or depleting mental energy all the time understandably doesn't sound like a fun thing to do because it's not. But as you understand the game and meet the right opponents, you'll start to deliberately control your attention instead of mindlessly playing or forcing maximum pulse. Sometimes you'll be so broke in the game that you lose track of time, all your worries seem to disappear, and all you can think about is
stay away from my scut.
the thing you're doing can be anything from playing fighting games to video editing. The psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi called this state flow, but you might have heard it referred to as being in the zone.
I mean, everybody's kind of feeling the same. It's like feeling good about the fact that confidence is really the best feeling in the world.
Csikszentmihalyi has referred to flow as an optimal experience, and Professor Raj Raghunathan writes that flow is the highly happy. But in order to reach this state, you need good tutorial.
There has to be a kind of a feel for
Good matchmaking.
the floor should not be too difficult to do, but fairly well mastered.
And good network.
The activity as you start acting should provide feedback.
Csikszentmihalyi to flow apart. You'll notice the sweet spot to achieve flow is at the intersection of high perceived skill and high perceived talent. But being good at something and patient talent skill is also how you get better. So does that mean getting good is a key to happiness? Let's not get carried away, but it is something to think about. This is Gerald from Corey Gaming. Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming. After 4 months of grinding, we finally finished our new studio/fighting game venue in Seoul. Corey Studios will provide video content services in the day and beatdown sessions at night. Make sure to look in the description for details on when they're open, especially when there's a pandemic outbreak.
I'll patch you up.
The video is largely based on Thinking Fast and Slow by Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman. It so happens that this video is sponsored by Audible, where you can find this and thousands of other audiobooks, podcasts, and original content. I'm one of those people who get motion sickness whenever I'm in vehicles, so this service is excellent. A good audiobook will teach you much more than any video essay or anything on social media. If you sign up for a free 30-day trial, you get a free audiobook of your choice along with free Audible originals. Just go to audible.com/gaming and check Corey Gaming to the number 500. Thanks for all your support, and see you next video.
So, I used to play...
This is real firepower!
I was playing King of Fighters 98, and I was playing this character called Kensu. And he's really lame in that version of 98 where he just does sweep fireball and standing heavy kick is like perfect anti-air. It's also a very big, like large response. So this guy got really mad because I OTB'd him with just doing that one sequence. Like I didn't have any combo, like just sweep fireball, that's all I did. And then after that, he actually walked back and then He had a taser and he tased me at the lowest setting. Oh my god, that shit really hurt.
On December 20th, 1980, an NFL game between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins was nationally televised with no commentary. It was just 3.5 hours of crowd noise, sounds of players hitting each other, and the stadium speaker system. The craziest thing is, this wasn't an accident. It was done on purpose as an experiment by Sports Broadcasting Hall of Famer Don Ohlmeyer. Ohlmeyer felt that announcers talked too much,
Pick your
so he
hero.
thought that maybe they
Or
could boost
villain,
ratings
I'm
by
not
letting the
judging.
game speak for itself. This was a moment in broadcasting history where a powerful TV executive seriously questioned the need for commentators. But luckily for every commentator ever, it was the last experiment of this kind. Dick Enberg noted that the final outcome, with much relief, was the fact after watching for a quarter or two, you know something was missing. It was us. While we are not the most important ingredients in the pie, we certainly are a slice of that pie that gives the whole experience full flavor. Not only is this a godlike pie analogy, it's true. Even the games we play have pre-recorded voices that hype up the match,
This should be exciting.
remind us when we're broke,
Not enough minerals.
and
30
lie about
seconds
how
before
cool
you
your
attack.
combo was.
Get ready.
StarCraft has DLC audio packs of real casters casting your match, and the biggest football game franchise is based off legendary commentator John Madden.
Get ready for Madden NFL 99.
So what is it about commentary that gives the whole experience full flavor? What does it even mean to do a good job at it, or at least good enough to get
Battle
a job
starts in
doing
5,
it?
Passes it to the
4,
man, shoots it,
3,
and boom goes
2,
the dynamite.
1. All you need to do is capture
One of the most
mission
valuable
area.
catchphrases
Got
of
it?
all time is this.
It took us a long time to learn that our powers are related.
It was so popular, Michael Buffer trademarked its usage and made over $400 million through licensing deals in music, video games, and commercials. You can get sued for announcing these words without permission, which is why you see announcers finding alternate ways of saying the same thing.
Mission area is yours to capture now.
Sometimes it can get pretty bad.
Capture the mission area.
I needed that.
Talking about proving made-up axioms belongs on the subreddit r/I-am-very-smart, a collection of comments of people trying too hard to sound intelligent. Simple language matters because your audience matters.
You gotta be careful because these days especially, a lot of your viewership isn't just native English speakers, it's people from all over the world.
Our demographic goes from like 13-year-olds to 35-year-olds, right? And that's not even like with outliers, right? This is the beginning of the bell curve.
So maybe you feel like you need to use this. Daniel Oppenheimer argues that if you want to sound more credible and intelligent, you should avoid complex language where simple language will do. It was in a study titled Consequences of Erudite Vernacular Utilized Irrespective of Necessity, Problems with Using Long Words Needlessly. In Idiocracy, a movie where an average Joe ends up in a dystopian future where everyone becomes an idiot, the cops are particularly guilty of this.
Particular individual, the unfit mother. Cosmic might.
To even sound intelligent, you have to be intelligent. One of the clearest ways you can speak is by using news anchor phrases. You've definitely heard this before.
I am born anew. To make the most of their time while out.
Traditional broadcasters are trained to sound like this because it minimizes any regional accents and maximizes clarity by fully pronouncing each syllable. A clear voice that can describe each play in simple language is highly valued in play-by-play commentary because you can listen to it for long periods of time without getting fatigued.
A play-by-play commentator is someone who says literally what's going on the screen. Saying, okay, this happened, now that happened, now this happened. A lot of times this is the person who's going to add a lot of height to the game, a lot of excitement to the game, specifically speaking quickly, being excited, kind of carrying it in that way. And a lot of times that role will also be more coaching. It kind of fits well with that.
Keep fighting until you are a winner.
Sounding doesn't really match. It's just not relatable.
My view on the way that somebody's going to broadcast, I think obviously clear so you can understand, but it should be an authentic version of yourself. Sometimes in TV, people like talk with a fake voice. It's really weird, and I